My name is Rose. I want to tell you a story about my money and what I've been through because of it. Once again, I was convinced that people don't care how you succeed. Everyone only cares about the result, by which they just love to judge you. That's exactly what happened to me. I moved to a new city not so long ago. I specifically chose a location where no one knows me. Not by my face, not by name. All I wanted was to relax a little, move away from my old life, just live for myself. I came to a new city with 2 spies. They were like my guardians. More simply, my parents. I hired them. You don't seem to understand anything, do you? Well, I'll tell you all that later. At the beginning of the story, I would like to share with you the sore point. Therefore, I ask you to watch the story till the end. And also make sure to like it, write comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So I came to a new school, and on the first day attracted a lot of attention. It was not only that I was new, but also that I was wearing things worth over $5,000. A Dior dress, Louis Vuitton sandals, a Prada handbag. My favorite. Of course, high-quality, expensive brands caught the eyes of teachers. Some people might think that I could dress more modestly, but I made the money myself. Why shouldn't I dress the way I want? In the first minute, Jess came up to me. She's a local stinker. She's one of the richest girls in the school, but not a millionaire like me. Like most of the other kids, her parents are rich, not her. Where did you get that purse? Even my parents can't afford me one. Hello to you too. My name is Rose. You're new, and we don't like newbies round here, especially someone like you. What do you mean by someone like me? Those who love to show off? I'm not showing off. Forget it. I'm not trying to be friends with you. Then the bell rang and we went into the classroom. Everyone looked at me crookedly. Even the teachers made fun of me. She asked me where I was from, who I was, and about my parents. I made up a story that my family and I came from Florida. We have our own business, and we moved here because of my father's work. The teacher snorted and continued her lesson. Is it normal to hate students so much? I asked under my breath. Suddenly, Mrs. Nelson, sorry, but Rose called you a stinker and an old crone. I just heard it, said Jess. I was outraged. I didn't say that at all. What are you talking about? But the teacher interrupted me and sent me to the principal's office, where she scolded me in full. But I didn't say those words. I understand everything. It is, however, your first day of school, and it's hard to adapt to high school, but you should really try. Your classmates are nice. They didn't have any conflicts or any problems with behavior before you arrived, because there wasn't a reason for envy. They're all Jess's pawns. Don't be rude. It's none of your business. Your business is to join the team and not to escalate the situation. Is everything clear to you? Yes, ma'am. Slamming the door, I left the office. After a couple of lessons, at lunch in the school cafeteria, Jess and her friends came in and intentionally struck my purse as they passed, and my latest model phone fell out. The girls admired it, like, where did I get it from? It's not on sale yet, and I answered honestly. A friend did me a favor and helped me to get it. Jess asked with clear envy, "What's his name?" I said, "Dustin." "Why?" And Jess asked again, "What did you give him in return?" Don't tell me you gifted him yourself, because that money wouldn't even be enough for milk. Are you saying I'm not good enough? It's obvious, because the more money you have, the less reason there is to brag. My boobs are natural, by the way. Not just yours. We all have natural boobs. Oh, I'm getting bored. I'm gonna eat. That stinker made me angry. But what really pissed me off was that she was manipulating the other girls. Everyone was against me. They were jealous of my money, and no one ever tried to get to know me better. Every day at the school turned into a race for expensive things. Jess and I wore things and accessories more and more expensive to spite each other. Rumors began to spread around the school, and even the teachers began to talk. A week later, the tires of my car punctured, and a day later, the body was scratched. These students hated me because I was rich, but no one even bothered to ask me where I got it all. When I flew to New York, my so-called parents were staying at home. I arrived 4 days later and found a crowd of classmates at home. It took me by surprise. What are you all doing here? We came to check on you. You didn't show up at school. We got worried. And your parents are very nice, but they don't know anything about you. Admit it. How did you get so much money? Are you sleeping with someone? With whom? There's only one rich man in town, and that's my father. I knew that you had a grudge against me, you perv. Are you going out with him? Admit it. Everyone was staring at me silently and waiting for an answer. They were sure that I earned the money illegally by prostitution. Well, you understand. Well, at least I understood everything. Are you serious right now? You think I know your father? I think yes. And where did you get all the stuff from? If these people aren't your parents and you're rich? Do you want to know where I come from and why I'm rich? Okay, I'll tell you. And then my real story began. The story of an orphan girl who ran away from an orphanage at an early age, who slept on garbage cans and shared food with homeless people. It's all me. Are you surprised? I had a difficult childhood. My mother left me at the gates of an orphanage. My father left when I was just born. In the orphanage, I was taught to be strong, to talk about myself, to be humble, but most importantly, never give up for anything. I won't talk about the hatred and cruelty I went through in the orphanage, but I ran away from there and it was the best decision of my life. A year later, I met a man, Dustin, who is much older than me, and he began to help me as if I were his own daughter. It was Dustin who saved me from starvation, gave me shelter, and took care of me. His daughter was my age, but she died of measles, and then he met me. At that time, Dustin was a writer. He taught me everything, and after 6 years, I published my first book. My name is Rosalie Montgomery Gilbert, and I'm a writer known as the youngest author of a detective novel. I received my first $1 million fee 3 years ago, and writing has been my main source of income ever since. My so-called parents are undercover guardians. They handle contracts, deals, purchases, and so on, because I'm too young for that. Any more questions? I asked very loudly. My voice made Jess jump on the couch. There was silence in the room, and then my fake mom asked if we would like to offer the guests anything. I ordered dinner to be served. At first, Jess broke down. It was obvious that she was embarrassed because she'd been silent for 1.5 hours. Jess, do you have any more questions? I'd rather answer than have you accuse me of having an affair with your father, whom I've never met in my life. I'm sorry, Julie. I convinced the girls against you. It wasn't fair and it was very mean. I'm sorry for what happened. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. You know, girls, I came to the city to take a little break from popularity, to gain inspiration for a new novel. I thought it would be the perfect place to reboot. But this month, I've had so much negativity here. It's like nostalgia from the orphanage, but here it's even worse. It was all Jess. She told us that you were her father's mistress, and we began to hate you along with her. You're all so rich and beautiful, and please forgive us. I didn't want to fight them because it was pointless. The girls promised that they would not reveal my identity as long as I lived here. Because I didn't want to move to another place yet, I just settled in and unloaded all the stuff from my boxes. The girls noticeably changed their attitudes. Now they even tried to talk to me and came to my house more often. I showed them photos from different cities, outfits, and even photos of my shelter. About Jess, her personal problems remain personal. I don't like interference in other people's business. I know my own limits and boundaries, hence I expect the same from others, because this problem can easily destroy innocent girls' lives. Yes. Anyway, guys, how long have you been reading? Which book is your favorite? Tell me about it in the comments below. I would be very interested to read them. I write under a nickname, but if you ever see the coolest detective novel from an American orphan, know that it's me. Tell me, did you guys like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below. Do not forget to like the video and share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.